taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance.
Hello. I think we have to. That's a great new our new opener. But it needs to like fade.
Yes, like stop.
Oh my God. Give it time. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Biz Chat, your place of encouragement for strategic insights. We call that inner game that leads to a successful outer game in your faith-based entrepreneurship road. And that's how we're going to launch God-sized dreams in the marketplace and ministry. Whereas 96% are doomed to fail. Dang it. So we got to show up fully aligned with our identity, with our assignments, with our resources. And that's why we show up here every day for you on Biz Chat. So welcome. Over there is your certified business coach and therapist, Coach Noelle. I am over here. You're a licensed encourager and certified business coach. Coach Michelle, and we are, boy, what you drinking this morning? I know we're coming out of the holidays. We're both just saying how discombobulated we are. I didn't even know it was Friday. I don't know how I missed that. I think it's because I had 3.5 weeks of rotating guests and a new puppy.
That'll do it. That's like a newborn. I mean,
thank goodness we had 3 adults to 1 puppy. You know, when you bring home a puppy and you got kids and you got like... The youngest one we have is 17. So yes, it's been a little crazy, which is totally exciting of why we're doing what we're doing. And next Monday, we want to invite you into the prophetic planning session of 2022. We are so excited about this. Have you ever done a prophetic planning session, Coach Noelle?
You know, I don't think I have.
There you go. It is a one of a kind. I have seen plenty of people and gurus teach about how time management and how to be successful with your highly, effective habits. There's all of the things over here for your brain to get organized and take care of decision fatigue and show up for yourself and show up the way you want to and do all the head stuff. But then we have over here God, and isn't he a disruptor so many times? Like, hey, I know you made your plan, the mind of a man plans this way, but the Lord directs his steps. And how many times does he sort of go boink? And we're like, oh, wait a minute. What am I supposed to do with that? It doesn't fit into everything I just learned from my guru. So we are blending the two in this prophetic 22 planning event. It is going to be off the charts with prophetic words and insight, as well as getting in alignment for your 2022, what your God-sized dreams are, where God's maybe shifting things, being able to hear him, get it down, get a routine down, and walk away feeling so confident about what your 22 holds for you, where your assignment is, where your convictions are, and maybe also how to handle coming out of the discombobulation of the holidays and getting back on track, because I know it's been for us not so easy.
Yeah. Where's the link for that, since we're talking about it?
It is right there.
Put that up. There you go. Okay. This is a free event, girls. So we're highlighting this one because I don't know of anybody who's ever done it like this. Combining,
that's kind of us, right?
Yeah. I mean, maybe somebody's done it like this, but we are combining the prophetic, the spiritual with some of the practical, and talk about a good launch for your year. So 10 a.m. Eastern, free, bring a buddy. It should still be a small, intimate group, I think. So there's going to still be plenty of time for those questions and the one-on-one interaction. This is not a big, and maybe this is just my personality, but I'm kind of tired of the groups where there's 2,000 people on there. Mm. Like, I want the one-on-one, I want the interaction, especially when you're doing some planning. So bring your friend. There's still plenty of room for some of that, for that one-on-one and that intimate time. So good morning, Stella. She's here.
Stella, hello. Yes. So in the chat, we'd love to know what you are feeling for your 2022. Because right now I'm feeling discombobulation. So I had been taking some notes, and really I have clarity, I think, on what God has for me for business and personal. I want to share a little bit about that. But
So shall we?
definitely, yeah, definitely. We'll definitely share what, a little bit, but I want to know in the chat, where are you confused, or where are you lacking clarity, and where or where are you certain that God has made a shift and you hear clearly, I got to do this. I maybe don't know what or how or why, but I need, this is burning in me. So if you have that sort of nebulous thing or very clear thing, or you have something that's holding you back that you need to work through, like drop it in the chat. What's holding you back, or what is pulling you forward, that you want to bring into 2022 and deal with. And so, yeah, but Coach Noelle, how are you doing? How are you handling coming out of the holidays?
It was the way I've described the holidays was, it was one of the best. It was a very precious holiday. We're in our new home. We got to host. We hosted from Thanksgiving through Christmas up until New Year's. And by New Year's Eve, I had a couple of friends who wanted to do something. And I was like, I am sorry, no. I'm going to bed about 9:00. And so it was just fabulous. And I'm super glad it's over. Like, glad to kind of start to get back to work. And then here in Tennessee, Joseph has been out of school, has been closed down for 3 days this week, because apparently it was supposed to snow, but I'm looking at a very sunny, not snowy yard out my window here behind my laptop. So,
hard to know what the weather's going to do, and how to shift when the kids are all of a sudden home, and our family and friends have vacated, and now we are like, okay, get back into it. And it's
now,
get back into what? What was I doing again? What was that great call in my life and purpose?
What just happened?
Yeah, well, the sun just came over the mountains here. All of a sudden, I'm like, woo, shift. Doesn't seem to matter what I do to try to prevent bad viewing. Everybody on the podcast, like, I don't really care. But okay, if you're watching live with us, it's a little funky.
Oh, yeah. Michelle's lighting is getting a little funky. But look, you guys, I'm going to put, Stella is responding to that shift. Did you know that, Michelle, what she's...
That you are certain that a shift is coming and preparing for a challenge. Awesome. So a challenge, you got to do a challenge in the future, and there's a shift coming. That is so exciting. It's so exciting to know that God is shifting things. There's something exciting ahead. I totally feel that with you, Stella, that we, I think we all are.
Is she signed up for the workshop?
I don't know. Are you signed up?
Stella, are you coming? We got to work on your challenge.
And in coaching. Awesome. So coming out of the holidays, I definitely felt like it's just so hard to get back into the routine. I finally went and walked yesterday. I tried to get back into the swing of my routine, and it's a holy rhythm type thing. You got to be able to take time for God to speak in and shift when things come up. But I think, Coach Noelle, you were saying backstage, like, you had to recant some offer that you made because you're like, wait a minute, I don't have all the time and energy and availability that my heart sometimes wants to give. And so what we want to do as we move forward into 22 is kind of be aware of the fact that as women, we tend to overschedule, overoffer. We respond emotionally to what's happening in our lives and to the people in our lives. And that sometimes compromises other things that God's asking us to do. So Coach Noelle, maybe you could expand on what you were feeling a little, and how you had to handle.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because it's still in process. That's part of why the discombobulation coming onto the show, because I have a friend who was in a car accident last night. She was pretty much hit head on. It was somebody else's fault, and her car is totaled, but she walked away from it. She did have to go to the hospital and get checked out anyway. So last night I'm going over, dropping off some stuff for her, Epsom salts and some homeopathy for to help with her healing process and stuff. And I offered for her to come stay at our house for a few days because she's single, and that's no fun to kind of recover just totally by yourself. And anyway, and then I get up this morning and I'm like, we have so many events planned this weekend. We're not even going to be home. Like if she's over here, she's going to be alone too. So, and like even just seeing myself on the screen here for the podcast, this again won't be an issue, but my son sat on my glasses. I'm realizing like they're really crooked and I haven't had time to go get a pair. So yeah, like sheesh.
Just coming at you like
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom. Yes.
So-
So what did you have to do?
Well, I'm going to have to tell her that she's welcome to stay here, but we won't be here.
Yes. Right. And that is it. Like the wheelhouses of our heart colliding with our purpose, colliding with just the logistics of life. And so we want to dig into that with the Plan Year 2022 and really be able to let God breathe life into all these different aspects that there are to us as women, us as entrepreneurs, us as friends, us as homemakers, us as just human beings with glasses. There's just all those things. So that is the big thing of Plan Year 2022 and why we want you guys all to come, because we want you to be able to navigate those things that come up with the assignment that you are on, with what God is saying, with how to keep it all in alignment and have that holy rhythm that serves you in 2022. Because the word I'm getting from the Lord is focused action, that if I do not carry into 2022 with dedicated, focused action, not just action, focused action on what he's calling me to do, this is going to be there's going to be a lot of big waves in 2022, and you can surf them or they can crash over you. So I would like you all to surf the waves and feel like you're rising above and you're able to hit and meet each of these with skill and heart, and be able to kind of move forward through your 2022. So Coach Noelle, what are some things that God has told you for 2022? Or told you no for 2022?
Yeah. It's interesting because for me, a lot of this started at the conference that we went with, the Clay Clark Business Conference. And it's a good thing that it started then, because it has taken this long to kind of assimilate and put some of those systems in place. But, a lot of people will ask God for a word for the year, and I have never gotten one. Like,
I celebrate those who do, but
yeah, like good for you. But I don't know why. Well, this year I got one, and it was discipline. And not discipline in the way that we necessarily think of punishment, but consistent, focused action. And I think that's pretty interesting that that's what you got too, because, I think one of the biggest hazards for entrepreneurs is that there's always so many good, creative, and even fun ideas. But if you do all of those things like in maybe a scattered way without a lot of seeing a lot of fruit come from that. And I feel like, and we're going to be using some of Clay's material on Monday, so you guys will get some of this on Monday as well. But using some of those things to get really clear and locked in. And it's not even, I do have some goals around finances and some of these other things, but primarily my goal is to get really clear on those focused actions and be disciplined about them and leave the results to God. But just, so that's kind of been what it has looked like for me.
Love it.
Yeah. What about you?
Oh, yeah. I have pages and pages. I've been able to really spend some time with God to really, there are some specific goals that he has given me. I feel like it's a season of a measurement. And like you said, even though the results are up to him, he's asking me to do things that produce measurement. So, we always talk about how first there's fruitfulness, and then there's much fruit, then there's multiplication. And I feel like this is a shift for me personally into this multiplication season, where he's asking me to do measurable things, like with measurable outcome. And because they're the next level, they're just the next level in
Mhm.
what we do.
Mhm.
And so it's exciting. It's
Mhm.
also like you said, like it's a new challenge, it's a new level, and I'm feeling a little bit of soberness
Mhm.
about that. And somebody is also saying that they can't come on that time of the day. Go ahead and sign up anyway, because we will likely have a replay link. So
Oh yeah.
sign up anyway. Audrey has a doctorate, so go ahead and sign up, because we want to get you that replay. We want to make sure this serves as many people as possible.
Yeah, because you'll be able to do the exercises on your own if you haven't done, um, any of that planning for yourself. And some of you may have. I'd be curious to hear about that in the comments too, if some of you have already started some of that planning.
Right. Yes. If you've done some planning and it's worked well for you, we'd love to know what it is exactly that served you well. But yes, so I am moving into a little bit more of that, the measuring and the sobriety, the heaviness of it's time to lift a little bit. And I think I feel like what Moses felt like. Oh, please don't make me go do that. Please, no, I stutter. No, I do. He's like, just go do it. I will send to you the people you need to help and come along the side of the way. So yeah, feeling the weight a little bit of navigating a little bit bigger, measurable things in the future. So, and that's on the business side. On the personal side, and then we are going to address both of these. So if you don't have a business yet, maybe you just feel like there's a God-sized dream out there for you. There's a next thing for you. Like, we'll be addressing that as well as personal. So for me personally, I've felt that there is a very specific area of my life God is asking me to lay down. And so I am going to be looking for things that help me in this area. I feel like it's I've asked God, what is something that is holding me back spiritually? What is something that may be holding me back relationally? And he gave that one thing to me. And so that is something that I am working on laying down for the new year. And I'll be looking for books and things, other things and we'll talk about that again. Yeah, the link is faithoverfearbizchicks.com/plan 2022. So that is your link, and we'll drop it definitely in the comments, and we'll drop it in all of the show notes as well. And if you're on our email list, you'll get an email with this link as well. So Coach Noelle, how about you? Do you have something personally that God is asking you to work on for 2022?
I think personally, some of the things I'm looking at are just ongoing focus on my health. And that's been part of my planning, is that for the first time in my life, I have actually scheduled an exercise at a time that actually works for me. Because I always felt like, first of all, I don't love exercising. I love sports. But just exercising for the sake of exercising is annoying to me. And so I have had a hard time being consistent about it. And it feels like you should do it in the morning, because I certainly don't do it at night. And, but then I realized that, so my best creative time is in the morning. That's when I see clients. That's when I do my writing and work on the book and all of those, blogging, all those things. And by 4:00, usually I'm done. And so that's when I've started exercising.
Oh.
And it is working phenomenally well for me, because I'm finding that the exercise kind of gets me going again. So that gets me through the getting dinner and lunches together for the next day and all of that family time stuff in the evening. So yeah, and I kind of went off on a tangent, I guess, but it has been that scheduling stuff that realized, like, this is what works best for me. And it doesn't matter if it's the optimal time for my metabolism or whatever. This is when I will actually do it and follow through.
I think that's such a great point, because the gurus can tell. Again, we are going to probably stretch you guys a little bit, because you've heard a lot of things from gurus, right? And then you've heard, you're going to hear some what to do when God interrupts some of those guru moments. So I love that you leaned into what God was telling you to do, because he will do more with that than he would with you doing it at the optimal time. Just like how when we give, like people say, God can do more with your 90%. If you give 10%, then you can do with 100%. And so great example of following what God wants you to do and trusting the results to him. But yes, being able to balance what you've heard, what is good advice with what is God asking us to do, really is what we're going to bring together. We also have some prophetic voices coming in. I know you've talked to one, and I've talked to one.
Tell them about how that happened.
Funny that they both have the first name Natalie. We have two Natalies coming on that will be speaking into us. Dr. Darlene will be there as well. We have a lineup for you to have that prophetic piece. And what I love about prophets is they cut through the sloshy, murky stuff, right?
They do.
They can cut through and see so clearly what is holding you back. And you are going to hear some pretty exciting stuff. I have goosebumps even just thinking about it. But yes.
That's funny. I'm getting them right now.
Are you getting them too? I hope.
So I know the one, we both know the one Natalie. Only Michelle knows the other Natalie. But can you tell them the story about how it happened?
Yes. So Natalie, who we recorded a message for you, is a friend of mine that we met working part-time at TJ Maxx. I mean, this is just like back in my college days. She's a little bit younger. So she was in high school and I was in college. And then many years later, this is back in Minnesota when I still lived there, we both ended up at a church, at the same church, probably 40 miles away through our husbands.
Wow.
There she is again in my life.
Yeah.
And so, we both had kind of followed this path of our faith. And then I forgot to even mention that we ended up at another same church, probably 15 minutes away from that church. Like, surprise. So she has just recently started, I've noticed on Facebook, and we also ran each other in the hospital. Not going to kid you. We ran into each other at the local hospital.
Wow.
Because we were both in the ER at the same time for totally different reasons. I know, right? And she prayed over us right at that moment.
Aww.
And so God has kept bringing her and I in the same space. And she recently just started on Facebook speaking up and giving prophetic words. And I've been trying to encourage, because I love that people have that much courage, because it's not easy on Facebook when you have friends and family who are not believers to speak out and speak up about your faith and about what you're hearing from God. And even many of my friends that are believers have not learned anything about the prophetic. I didn't know anything about the prophetic, and that God really is wanting to speak to us one-on-one. And so she's giving these prophetic words, and God just taps me on the shoulder, says, invite her to speak. Just invite her to speak. And like all true prophets, she's like, let me bring that to God and see if he gives me permission. And she came back and said yes. And so we got together yesterday to record it. And because with her, she's homeschooling like 5 kids, so we weren't sure it would work out. She's going to try to be there, and if she is there live, you guys might get some personal words, and it'll be amazing. But after we started talking for a while and about what we're doing here with Faith Over Fear, with Atmosphere of Grace, she said, "Oh my, I have a word. I was given a word. I was woken up on New Year's Eve, and I have a word, and I didn't know who it was for, but I think it's for your group." So you'll get to see that live, or you'll get to that recording. And it is fire, you guys. It is so exciting, and it is so for us. And so other things that aligned with what we're doing and what she's doing. So it's exciting just to see God move. So she will be speaking, as well as I know you had talked to our other Natalie, and she's coming on as well. Yes.
Yeah, so she'll actually be live. So
woo!
Yeah.
Yes. So and Natalie is you tell us a little bit more about her business and what she's doing.
Well, I met Natalie in 100X and another kind of business kingdom entrepreneur community. Some of you are familiar with that. And I met her personally by signing up for a session with her. And she was doing a special and I wanted to support her. And anyway, so we did a session and she blew my mind.
Mm.
And so we've kind of, she's West Coast, but we've tried to stay in contact and support each other and pray for each other from a distance. And yeah, she was available, which shocked the pants off of me. So.
And our own Fine China will be there. Dr. Darlene is going to be also helping us with the event. So you guys are in for a full load of prophetic and a full load of practical and a full load of workshop time to really get with God about your 2022, because like I said at the beginning, I believe there are some big waves coming in 22, and I want you to be surfing, and I think God wants you to be surfing the waves and not being overcome with the waves. That is our privilege as kingdom kids, as God's children. He will help us and help us navigate everything that's ahead. And so we just want you full of the tools to be able to do that. So any last thoughts, Coach Noelle, about 2022 and the event coming up and what you're looking forward to the most as we wrap up our first live in 2022?
Yay. I think this may sound a little strange, but if some of you are listening and you think goal setting never works for me, I get overwhelmed and I get frustrated. That would be me up until this year, to be quite honest. Like I always have so many goals that I end up getting overwhelmed and scrapping the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is part of why we're doing it the way we are doing it, with combining the prophetic and the spiritual with this is kingdom business, right? This is who you were designed to be before the foundations of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is not meant to be overwhelming. If it is overwhelming, we want you to say that during the workshop and we'll sort through that, because this is just you taking the next steps in who God created you to be. And it should fill you with joy. It should fill you with purpose. It should not be overwhelming. So do not hesitate to sign up. Like Michelle said, you can get the replay if you're not able to be there live. This is kind of our gift for you in the new year. And so, yeah, that would be my final thought, I think. What about you?
I don't know that I can top that. I think that says it all in a nutshell. We're so looking forward to seeing you. Grab a buddy. Tell somebody about it. That would probably be my last thing, is tell somebody that is needing a punch for 2022. Tell more than one person. I'm going to be going live as well as putting it on my stories, everything. I'm feeling like there's more than just our community that needs to feel the comfort of God's purpose for them in 2022. So please share it with them. That's all I ask, is that you're here today and you're hearing this. It's Monday. It's coming up quick. So share the link with someone or some two that God puts on your heart. So yes.
And we'll see you on Monday.
We'll see you Monday. We're super excited, and we'll see you otherwise next time on Biz Chats Fridays live here on Facebook and on your favorite podcast platform. Take care, everyone. Happy 2022.
Bye-bye.